As we lay the hammer to rest, remember the day when soft pine lay ready for the blow, the thoughtful shape and scale of the work, and the hammer fit the hand. Sweat and tradition guided sight. No track on this grain as the nail stood proud. And though the hammer had no final say, those that followed knew their task, to finish with heart and stand for time. What do you think about my poetry, Barrett?
I like the music.
The music's cool. It's called laying the hammer to rest, and it's a poem I wrote for the Dead Hammer Society. And you're supposed to say, "What's the Dead Hammer Society?" It's another one of my little website projects where I'm going to start collecting and creating poetry and art for the preservation of the hammer, because I started in 1978, right? And I'll put a picture in here. And back then, we didn't use nail guns or any of that mess. And when a carpenter drove a nail into a piece of trim, he left it sticking proud of the wood, right? No bear tracks, no hammer marks. And then the painter would come behind them and set them up and putty them, right? So it's about the tradition of the carpenter and what has happened and where is it going. Are we going to have to preserve the hammer somehow, or is it being laid to rest? So on this website you can join, and it's all going to be centered around that sort of that genre. In other words, if you want to write some poetry and submit it, if you want to submit photographs of old millwork, you can even do a video essay like we're doing now. This will be uploaded. This will be the first little video we're doing for the Dead Hammer Society. And yes, it's sort of inspired by the Dead Poet Society. And as you'll see, the logo is a little hammer with a cross on it. And one of the ideas I have for another video is we're going to give a hammer a Viking funeral. Put it on a little wood raft and float it out in the water and let it burn and sink. And the idea is to sort of imagine the idea that the hammer is completely gone away, and what would that be like if all we had were stinking nail guns. So anyway, it's just a fun little project. Since my political projects aren't that successful, I have to have other hobbies that I'm more interested in, and this is one I'm particularly well suited for. I'm not that well suited for political activism, but that's a hobby too. But this one is more dear to my heart. So, and it kind of flows into it kind of fits into the artisan philosophy. This is like a chapter in my book. So if anybody wants to go see the deadhammersociety.com, you can see it there. There's a way to join. There's a way to submit poetry, photographs, your own videos, but just keep it centered around the idea of preserving the hammer. And we can talk about technology and its effect on the positives and negatives and all that. I know there are the problem with the positives around technology are like a dual-edged sword. They're also the negatives. In other words, like production is a positive, right? Nail guns allow us to do a lot of work, but with that, it also brings production also brings a lot of shoddy work, right? Quick quick work, not a lot of thought put into it, not a lot of thought put into design, craftsmanship. So that's kind of the idea. What do you think, Barry?
I think it's cool, Dad.
Thanks for playing the guitar. So anyway, go check it out, guys. Thanks.